Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing well myself, but I have been so busy. I have a lot of things that I'm working on, and by the grace of God, yeah, slowly but surely it's coming together. So I want to apologize to my faithful subscribers. I haven't been really consistent with the time and days. I'm supposed to be posting Mondays and Fridays at 12 p.m. but due to the busyness of like work and just like, not having enough time, I haven't been really consistent, and yeah, it feels, I'm not feeling good about it. So I hope you guys can understand. I am going to try my best to be consistent. Yeah, because honestly guys, it takes a lot of work to set everything up, editing. It takes a lot of work, and then I have I'm working, I have a job, and I have other stuff that I'm working, other project that I'm working on the side. So it's like, your girl I have been really stretched like crazy, but you know what, when there's a will, there's a way. And I am a former believer in the word of God. Like when God says that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I always have to remind myself, and especially on days when I'm not motivated, I always feel like, hey, I always remind myself the scripture, and I'm like, Magaly, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Get up. So yeah, that's for anyone out there who wants to find motivation. Read that scripture. It's in Philippians chapter 4. Verse 13, because you need a reminder sometimes. So yeah, anyway, if it's your first time here, my name is Magaly. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love it if you subscribe and share my videos with your friends and whoever who needs it, you would think might need it. So yeah, today I want to talk about the power of moving in silence as Christians, and the importance of just being really discreet and being silent. It's so powerful. Yeah, so privacy is very key, and I want to share a few things that every person should keep private, especially as Christians. Sometimes we can overshare. You can overshare like good news, like miracles, whatever God did for you, and it's like it's good to share so others can know that God is good and he really is faithful. But we have to be really careful. We have to use discernment, and always go check with God before you share anything. So y'all know the deal. We always have to go to the Bible. So today I have three scriptures. I want to start with Proverbs chapter 17 verse 28. It reads, "Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues." I'm telling you, even fools are thought wise. Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. That is in Proverbs chapter 17 verse 28. It's so powerful. So I want to share with you guys the power of moving in silent, being discreet, and keeping your life private, and knowing things that are very important that we all should know. We all should keep private. Number one is your love life. Your love life should be private. Don't overshare about your love life, guys, especially if you want a relationship to be to grow and to like flourish and just be free and just be at least don't get the outside drama, people from the outside who really are not supposed to know exactly who are not supposed to know anyway. I've noticed, like, based on my experience, guys, I'm very private, and especially when it comes to like relationships and stuff, I'm very private. And all you guys, I'm sure you guys know about my past relationship, like my engagement. When we broke up, obviously it was all over, right? But during that time, I'm the person who just wanted to keep, like, because you never know sometimes, you know, especially when you're getting to know somebody, you don't want to overshare, you don't want to put things out there, because you're still getting to know the person. You want to verify if it's true, where it's going, and then you want to know, like, you really want to know, also be sure that this is the person for you, right? If you're a person who's just, you know, who's dating for not just being out there, like, hey, it's just a fling or whatever. But if you're a person, like, I'm a very intentional person. Like, everything I do it, like, I'm very intentional. This is who I am. I'm deep. Like, I'm intentional. I'm very purposeful. I do everything with a purpose. So I remember not wanting to share it, not wanting to put anything out there on social media. But, you know, sometimes, and that's why it's so important to also have a partner who understands, because, you know, if the other person feels like, hey, you don't want to show me what's going on, if they don't understand the privacy reason, if they're not confident, you know, they're not confident within themselves, and they have a little bit of some insecurities, or they might think that you're trying to keep them a secret, then that's an issue. This is something that you should talk to with the person that you are going to. If there's a potential person that you see that, hey, we know we maybe like each other, so this is something that you are supposed to talk about way before you even get to, like, deep, you know. And so that's one thing, you know, I've always been that type of person, just keeping my life private, but my last relationship even highlighted even more how I should continue to be the person I am, not really try to blend with, you know, whatever the culture, everybody's showing off, everybody's showing this. It's like, no. I remember even posting my engagement picture. I didn't want to do it, but someone close to me dearly that I love so much pressured me to do so, and oops, I just did it. But that shows you that at that time, the person I was then was not, you know, I knew I used to listen to myself, but I didn't have the strength to respect and actually obey. Like, you know, like, I could hear my gut, but I didn't have the strength to, like, stand firm and hold my ground. Yeah, but so we live and learn. It's good. I hope you guys can learn. And also, being private doesn't necessarily mean that you keep it a secret, because you can date somebody, you can be in a relationship and let people know that you are in the relationship. Because it's important for people to know that, hey, this person is not available, but you do that also when you know for sure, like, you know for sure, right? So there's nothing wrong to be honest and be like, hey, I'm dating somebody, and we are dating towards whatever you guys are dating towards too, and you don't have to show the person, it's really your right. But I also think, as you know, as believers too, like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having, you know, showing whatever the person you're with, but, like, that whole thing, putting it out there, I think personally for me, if I'm gonna speak for myself, I don't think I'm ever gonna put, you know, anything on social media until, like, you know, until, like, I am for sure, or maybe until, like, you guys will probably see my wedding, you know, pictures, and that's it. So anyway, I will go. It's just, to be honest, it keeps your life so simple. It keeps unnecessary drama away. It keeps, you know, jealousy and envious and people who will try to maybe sabotage your relationship. Like, because people have opinions and people are gonna try to bring up things and this and this and this, and it's like, why? You know, private people, like, live, it's peaceful. It's peaceful, and you get to know the person for who they are. You get to know each other without having others, like, involved in your business. So it's, you know. Anyway, number 2 is your income. You know, how much the money, like, how much you earn, right? I think honestly, it's not wise to share, like, the amount of money that you make. It's really not wise. You don't want to. First of all, you don't like, financial matters should be always private, because when you tell people what you earn, sometimes you attract, you know, opportunists, you attract users, you attract jealousy or envious, you know, or it's just gonna be like, you know, you won't have that financial freedom and peace that, you know, you're supposed to have. And honestly, I don't think it's even like, it's not elegant, it's not classy, showing, you know, how much you make and stuff. That's not, listen, no. If it's one thing that should be private, it should be that. And there's nothing wrong saying where you work, what you do, but it's like, you don't need to go into details like, hey, here's how much I make, blah blah blah. I know people who I've seen on the internet who do that. They always attract danger to themselves, like, for real. They always attract danger. Then you start making people try to compare to, you know, themselves to you and stuff like that. So number 3 is family issues. So telling people your family issues. All of us come from, like, listen, all of us have issues. No family is perfect, by the way. All of us have what, like, we come from, you know, families that have, you know, some have come from really like dysfunction families where there's always dramatic things going on, but you don't want to, you know, share your family dramas with people, with just anyone, especially because people can use that, you know, they can use that against you, they can use that to, you know, to make you feel bad, and it's just also not necessary to share those things with people. Like, you want to protect, even though the other people can be whatever family person in your family who's crazy, whatever, at least, you know, you can respect them and not put their business out there, because at the end of the day, I feel like everybody deserves, you know, and everybody deserves that privacy. And people change. A person could be like having a moment right now, and 2 years from now they could be a completely different person, you know. So I say family issues, keep it to yourself, and always pray before you share anything, to be honest, because we are living in such a like dangerous world now where you know, like, information is, you know, it's like you want to be very careful with the information you put out, right? Because we do have people out here who are very just evil, who like to take advantage of, you know, weak people, or they use your, you know, they like to take advantage of vulnerable people. And I personally don't like it, seeing people who take advantage of other people's vulnerability, or who would take whatever something, you know, like, trusted with them, and they opened up and they'll tell them their struggles, and then they turn around and say something about it with others, and then I don't like that. And I say, don't tell keep your problems, your family issues private, and only share that with people who can solve it, who can help you find solution. Because I know it's in our nature sometimes to feel like you want to share and let it out, because you don't want to hold things in, which is, yeah, we're supposed to be like that. But then discernment and just taking your time and not reacting right away. I am also practicing this, guys. Like, I have learned to, you know, to know that not everything is supposed to be shared, you know. You know, sometimes people will say, hey, who do you think you are? Like, do you think your life? No, nobody's life is perfect. It's just like knowing who to share, you know, your things with, and who not to share with. Number 4, another important thing is future projects. Let me tell you, if you're working on something big, zip it until it's done. You know what they say, when people don't know anything, they don't know what to attack, or if you want to kill a big dream, a big vision, tell it to small-minded people. Because I think it doesn't come from an evil place. It's like when you share something with somebody based on maybe someone's fear, they might give you an opinion that can discourage you from what you're doing, or that can also bring confusion and chaos in what you're doing. So I say, when you're working on something, you're trying to build something, or you're writing a book, for example, and it's like, watch who you tell it to, you know, keep it private. I've been in position where before, you know, I'll tell people like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm working on, and girl, I don't know, the energy would just, I would be like, something will happen and nothing, you know, it's like I don't know, it's like the energy, man. So yeah, don't say anything until you know for sure it's, oh, you're already doing it, it's already done, you're doing it, you're working on it. But if it's like in a baby stage, early stage, be careful, because a lot of things die at a very, like, at a young age. You don't want to do that. Your dreams, your vision, your ambition, your goals, your all of that, you know, what you want to earn, like the amount of money you would like to earn in the future and all of that. I say, you know, be very careful with who you share that with. You know, I'm not here to tell you guys not to share, like not to, you know, have conversations and with friends and stuff. No, it's important actually. And I pray that everyone will get really good friends, loyal friends who are not jealous, who are not envious, who encourages you. And one thing I realized, like, I feel like the more I am, you know, the more I mature, the more I'm maturing and growing and also becoming even more alert with like everything around me, and the more I'm vulnerable with God and I talk to Him and I pray, and the more I'm realizing, like, it opens up your eyes. You start seeing like who's really for you and who's really not for you, and God gives you discernment where you can even tell like people's, you know, energy and their motives. Like, you can tell when somebody's genuinely happy for you or who's not genuinely. You can feel, you know, people's jealousy and envious, and especially with women. I don't know how it is with men, but with women, it's like sometimes most women want to compete or want to compare themselves. They want to, or they will be jealous of you, or if you share good news with them, it's like, you know, or they want to hear something bad that is going on with you just so they can feel better about themselves, which is really, really sad. Like, God does not want us, you know, He doesn't want that to, you know, He doesn't want that for us women, kingdom women. So yeah, future project, it's beautiful, it's amazing. Work on your things and find good like mentors, people who can help you. Actually, like, share those things with people who have done those things, who are actually successful in doing what you're doing, because those people will give you guidance, they will teach you, they will show you how to do it, they won't discourage you, versus telling somebody, like, if you tell a doctor that you want to go to a medical school, they are going to encourage you because he's gonna even give you guidance and mentor you because he's been there. But if you tell somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to, you know, maybe be a doctor, and the person maybe is how can I say, the person is probably an accountant, you know, it's gonna be, the person obviously is gonna be like, why? You're gonna spend 8 years in school? Like, why can't you just be an accountant? You see what I'm saying? It's not always coming from a negative place, man. It's just like people tend to share like whatever that's convenient to them is what they're gonna tell you, right? But now we have obviously evil people. We have good, I'm a firm believer of, we have good people and bad people. It is just what it is. It's a fact, right? So there are going to be people who want you, who are good, like good people who want you to do good and want you to succeed. But there also are going to be good people who want you to be good, but not better than them, right? It's, I think, human nature, you know? And then you're gonna have bad people who just don't want you to do good, who don't like you, who just want to cause issues in your life. So that's why privacy and learning what to say and what not to say, and observing more than you talk and listening more than you talk, it's powerful, because that's how you get to know actually people. So let's jump, but before I jump to number 5, let me read it in Ecclesiastes. I feel like this is the time I'm in right now. I don't know, the older I'm getting, the less I want to be seen. I just want to be low-key and just focused on work and just make moves. That's like that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, less words, more moves, you know? in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 6 to verse 7, it says, a time to search and a time to give up, and a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak. And in this season I'm in right now in my life, there are so many things, like I don't force things anymore. I am literally in a position where like I'm at peace with myself. I've never had this peace, I've never had this joy, I've never been this happy like the way I am right now. And I'm so I'm like willing, you know, I'm very protective with my peace and joy, because you know the enemy is always working and he's always trying to find opportunities to like take. So I think at the point, you know, I'm in a place right now where you know, there's certain things I've given up on, not because like, you know how they say, oh, give up on this. No, there are actually some things that you just gotta give up and let go, because if it's not bringing the best in you, it's not making you a better person, if it's not adding value to you, if it's not it's not adding to your peace and joy, you gotta let it go and give it, and literally, because the more we hold on to things, sometimes things come for a season, you know, people come in our lives for a season, and sometimes their season is over and we gotta let them go. But when we try to hold on to these people or to these things, we are hurting ourselves. And it's like, how is God gonna give you something else if you're still holding on to something else? You know what I'm saying? So you have to let go of the old and allow God to bring the new. So I'm reading this because so especially like, you know, understanding like having that privacy, being private is so important. When you tell people your problems, you know, this time where we have to understand that people come in our life for a season. So not everyone can honor, like not everyone is going to be loyal and respectful even when they're no longer in your life, you know. And that's one thing I've realized, and so that's why we have to be careful not to think that everyone is the same like you. You have to understand that, you know, whatever stage you're at in life, learn and pray and ask God to give you the discernment to know what you share, what you give, and what not to give, and what to receive as well. That was number 5, your problems. Like, keep your problems private. It's important to share. Yes, I am a former believer to share, like find therapy, find people, have somebody you can talk to. And I'm very grateful. I have one of my aunt who's like my best friend. Like, I talk to her about anything. She's amazing. And I feel really safe with her. She's one of the reasons, to be honest, that I'm even like saved today, because my aunt, she was just like the love. She literally showed me God's life, and she showed me God's love for real, and I love her so much. She's amazing. So it's important to have, and I'm sure every one of us have that. We all have that. So we all have that one person, man. If you pray and ask God, and hey God, I want to know who is that person, who can I trust, who can I open my heart to, who can I be vulnerable with. God will show you, because it is so important to be vulnerable so we can have a good relationship with God too. We got to be vulnerable with God, and that's the key to actually be to hear from God, is you have to be vulnerable with him, you know. Since I'm sharing this, I would say one thing. God is so good, you know. He already knows what's going on with us, and him wanting us to be vulnerable with him, it's not because he's just like a detector and wants us to be like, no, it's because he wants us to be like kids, like we are his children. Come to me and tell me. It's humility, it's letting go of control and ego and pride, and just being at his feet and be like, Lord, I need you right now. And that honestly also makes it releases you. It gives you peace and joy. So moving on to number 6 is legal issues. Keep legal issues. I'm telling you guys, it's important to keep legal issues, like whatever legal status, whatever that's going on in your life, it's important to keep it private, you know. These are things that today, unfortunately, it is really sad to me. I don't understand. Like, I'm never that type of person. I'm not that person who just, you know, I don't like to see people suffer, you know, and especially weak, you know, taking advantage of people who are weak, because at the end of the day, my weaknesses are there because, like, we are all weak and we are all strong. You know, we have our weaknesses, and I am weak in certain areas because God knows if he will make me strong, I wouldn't need him, and I wouldn't need anybody. So in my weaknesses, there is someone God has placed in my life who can strengthen me in that area. You see what I'm saying? Even in the church, even in our work. But we have to have the intelligence of knowing and understanding the difference of who we share those things and who we do not share those things with. So yeah, legal issues, keep it to yourself. And then number 7 is your good deeds. Your good deeds, like the good things that you do for people, like donating or whatever. Like, I think this, to me personally, again, what I'm sharing here, it's based on my experience, based on what I'm learning, based on what I'm learning as a believer, and also, you know, based on my life experience as well. So don't take this like, hey, it's a fact. Always verify it and pray and ask God to teach you as well. But I'm sharing this with you guys so that at least if you can learn one thing or two and apply it to your life, it's changing me. I'm totally a completely different person today, and these are the things that I am practicing literally every day. And yeah, so your good deeds, this is my humble opinion. I truly believe that when whatever good things you do for people, it's just best to just keep it private. You know, it's to respect people's privacy as well. And also because I'm a former believer of doing good in a secret and being rewarded in public, because that's how God works. It's like God always rewards you. Like the things you do in the secret for God always rewards you. That's why all of a sudden you see people just like boom, blooming, shining, doing all this, because there's certain things they do in the secret they're not showing, because when you show something, you already received your reward. It's done, you know, you get the praise. And I think we have to check our motives too, because sometimes are we doing that out of a good heart, out of, you know, kind heart, or do we want that glory? Is it like more of like we are self-promoting, you know, we are promoting, you know, self. So Matthew chapter 6 verse 3 says, but when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. This is big. This is so big for me, guys. It's so big. I keep it quiet, I keep it private. Like, saying that I help this person and that, I don't think it's classy, I don't think it's elegant at all. It's just more of like, it's pride. It's but if it's one thing also, like you trying to maybe raise funds and you're trying to do something for, like, then you want others to join as well, help, then you can do that. But if it's like you help somebody maybe like pay their rent or do this, and it's like, and you go and share this, it's like, no, come on, you know, it's I don't think it's good. And then number 8, which is the last one, is your friend's secret. I made this the last one for a reason, because I'm gonna take my time here. Your friend's secrets, it doesn't matter if you guys are still friends or not. I'm telling you, it takes so much power and so much strength for somebody to be vulnerable and open up to you. So whenever you break that, it don't matter how much, whatever that person, if they did you wrong, because it's not about the other person, it's about your character, it's about who you are. It says a lot about who you are. So it's going out there and revealing all your friends' secrets, whatever, or even your friends today, and telling others, like you share what they're going through, you share their secret with others. Check yourself. That's not character right there. No. Especially if you claim to be Christian, to be a Jesus follower, that is not Christ-like. That is not Christ-like. It is not Christ-like. We are supposed to be, you know, each other's support system. We're supposed to make each other feel safe. So telling people about your friend's business is really immature. It is really it's like, it says so much about it. It's not elegant. It says so much about who you are. Like, It's not even about that person, because at the end of the day, to me, at this point in my life, I'm always observing. And if I want to see how if a person who claims to be my friend, if I want to see if they're truly genuinely like my friend, I always observe how people, their family members or their close friends, I watch how they treat me, because that will tell you how the person feels about you. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you are going around and talking about your friends, my dear, you need to repent, because if it's not Christ-like, man. It is not. So we need to be better. There's a lot of people who have so many wounds from like people, like Christian friends, because especially because of this, because they've opened up to the wrong people, and they have been, they've been disappointed, they've been burnt, and all of a sudden all their secrets were out there, right? And there's actually a book I read, shout out to my girl Divine. If you're watching this, shout out to you, girl. And this book blessed me. And I'm glad I read it before, actually. It's like my first year being Christian, and it's called Relational Intelligence. It's by Pastor Darius. I highly recommend everyone to go read this book. It is you're gonna learn. You are going to learn a lot. Yeah, so it says a lot about who we are, even about your relationship with yourself, like your character. Do you have self-respect? Because if you have self-respect, you know much better. First of all, you have so much going on, you're busy to go and talk and share what other people are sharing, right? And not only does he also reveal to others, whoever you're sharing, what your friends, it shows them who you are as well. Because to me, if you come and talk about somebody else and you blah blah blah, you talk, I'm listening. First of all, at this point in my life, I don't listen to gossip. I shut it up right away. But you know what? Sometimes when I see somebody, like especially people don't do that with me, because they know I don't just do that. I don't play that game, They don't bring me gossip or tell people about, like, trying to tell me about whatever, because they know I don't like that. But I watch how a person is talking about their friends, and that tells me exactly, like, this person cannot be trusted. I cannot even let this person in my life, because if you're talking about these people and you claim to be their friends, what are you gonna you're gonna do the same thing with if I'm to be your friend. What makes me feel like you're not gonna treat me like that? It's just a few things that I just wanted to share with you guys. We are all a work in progress. We're all learning. We are all, here to just be good and add value to this life, and just, really show Christ in everything we do. It's not just the talk, it's the walk. If we read the Word of God, let's also put it into practice, because that's wisdom. Reading by just reading, it's nothing, but we have to apply what we read. I'm very, to me, trust these days, I don't just trust easily. Like, I used to trust easily, but now I'm like, no, trust is earned. It's if it's one thing that is supposed to, that you have to let people earn in your life, is your trust. Thank you so much for watching. I need you guys to please subscribe to my channel, share, like, comment, and I would like to hear what do you ladies think? What is something that you would like to add to this that I forgot to add? Because all of us women have been through different experiences. Even you guys, gentlemen, like men, share. We all have different, and I think having a conversation and sharing will help us. That's how we get better. So anyway, thank you all. I love you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye.